Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing great, and so am I. So, a very warm welcome to all of you who is watching us on live on PSTV. And this is Ramya, your host for this evening, and we are dealing with debate. Right. So we have been seeing a lot of things under debate section, and now we are discussing the minute details of debate skills and what more can we learn while we are learning debate. Right. So we are dealing with four quadrants of English language or any language for that matter, and how you can master a particular language. We have finished two particular skills, that is listening skills and speaking skills, how debate enhances our listening and speaking skills. And from yesterday, we have been diving deep on reading skills, how debate also helps us to build reading skills. Today is the second part, the continuation of reading skills that we started yesterday. So, yes, with that brief intro, let's see how things are lined up for us today. So, yes, in today's episode, we have kickstarting the day with, of course, a beautiful quote. And today we are going to look on around the world. For our warmer section, we have around the world. And then the topic of the day, of course, is reading skills, the continuation from yesterday's topic. And then we have would you rather, fun game, and then reading skills and some of the activities which I've already suggested in past few sessions. I thought I will just rekindle that activities which I've already shared so that you can practice it tomorrow because it's a weekend. So I thought I'll just brush up on those activities that I've shared already. So yes, and then we have a quick recap and take back home, and then we conclude with the follow-up topic. Right. So that's how things are lined up for us today, and then we'll. I think it's time. Yeah. Mm, it's 5-2. I think people will still join in. Let's read the code by the time all the people join in. Okay. The code for the day is learning never exhausts the mind. Okay. So always coming back to learning. I think that's the main aspect why we have PSTV here. The main intention to start PSTV is also this, so that the learning can be multifold to and reach out to many more people, right? So through this, we are using technology right now, and thanks to all the technology that is there for us to reach out to anyone at any in any corner. And it is not that learning has to cease just because there is COVID and we are not able to go to schools and educational institutes. We are still finding a way to keep the learning um, to continue the learning with learning. So that's learning never exhausts the mind. I think it beautifully correlates to this particular quote that we are reading. And it will never exhaust the mind because you're always learning something new. What happens in your learnings is that every time you, even if you read the same paragraph, same comprehension again and again, every time you learn something new out of it. Though you've read it before, every time you read it, it feels like as if you're learning something new from that particular comprehension, right? So, yes, learning never exhausts the mind. That's a beautiful quote by uh, Leonardo da Vinci. Very nice. A very good evening, Shiv Kumar. Welcome. We have just started and we have read the quote of the day. And I was just telling that learning, as I keep telling all the time, we should always keep the learner within us alive. And that's something we have been reinforcing again and again through many quotes that we have been reading from all the past few sessions. It's all about learning. Yes. Great. So, with that spirit, let's go and see our around the world session and try to participate as much as possible, guys. And I've always told you this, that it's not about getting the right answer. First step, it is to voice out your opinion, voice out whatever answer you feel is, if you know some answer, first step is to voice out that and see whether it's right or wrong. Without the second step is right or wrong. Okay, the first step is to voice out your answer. So let's be active in the comment section and go ahead and learn something, right? Even if we don't know the answer, doesn't matter. That's what I keep saying. It doesn't matter. We learn when we yesterday's quote was also beautiful. There is it was about if you have not done any mistakes, that means you have not tried anything new. So it's better that we try and fail rather than just accept failure, right? So similarly, try, and if it goes wrong, no worries, we can learn, right? So with that encouragement, let's move on to the first question. Which crop is sown on the largest area in India? Which crop is sown on the largest parts of the area in India? Come on, guys. Guess, guess. Let's start with guessing at least. What do you think? Which crop is sown in larger extent, especially in context with respect to India? Okay, paddy. Shiv Kumar says paddy. Okay, right. Anyone else? Any more guesses? Good, good, Shiv Kumar. You have taken the first step. Let's. The next step is to understand whether it's right or wrong. No problem. Okay. Next comment. Rice. Okay. Yeah. Let's check. Now then, let's check. Right. That is rice. Good. Good, guys. Good going. The next one. Grand Central Terminal Park Avenue. That is new. That is which is in Newark. Is the world's what? It's the world's largest dash dash dash. Fill in the blanks. Grand Central Terminal Park Avenue, Newark. That's in Park Avenue, Newark. What is it? What is Grand Central Terminal that's there in Newark called? It's the largest. What platform is it? What terminal? What is it called? It's the largest. Clue is the transport terminal, one of the transport terminals. It's not land. Yeah. Okay, Shivkumar says railways. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Correct. Largest railway station. Very good. Good going, guys. Good going. When did the first Afghan war happen? When do you think the first Afghan war broke? Just guess at least the centuries, like 18, 19, 20. Just guess those centuries. Or you can just tell me in the comment section at least late late 18th, late 19th, early 19th, late 19th. If not the specific year, you can tell in this term is also in these terms also. Let's try to guess. 1842. Okay, Shikumar seems to be very precise, and he says 1842. Okay, let's wait for one few more seconds. If anyone wants to guess another number. Okay, or it's time to really reveal the answer. 1839. Good. Very close, but Shivkumar was very close. 1842, he said, and the right answer is 1839. Okay, good, good, good. Claps for us. Next one. Which of the following is the world's largest and deepest ocean? Which of the following is the world's largest and deepest ocean? Guess, guess, guess. Guessing time. Let's take a guess first, and then we'll go to decisions. Come on. Sometimes it's very helpful to do this, working backwards. So trying to list out all the oceans name and then trying to delete one by one from your knowledge and exposure. If you can delete, okay, this might not be the answer. This might not be the answer. The working backwards also sometimes helps. By deleting one by one, you will land up to the right answer. So what's the answer? Pacific Ocean. Okay. Shukumar says it's Pacific Ocean. Next comment. Anyone else? No, Shiv Kumar, I will not. He says, don't give ear twisting if it is wrong. Definitely no, I will not. Yeah. So let's check the answer. Yes, that's correct. So that is Pacific Ocean. The world's largest and deepest ocean is Pacific Ocean. Great. The last question, guys. Come on, come on. Where is the headquarters of uh, ASEAN located? Seen. Where is the headquarters for ASEAN placed? It's generally called Association of Southeast Asian Nations. ASEAN stands for Associ- um, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Where is the headquarters for this? Indonesia. Okay, let's check. Let's check. Yes, Jakarta, and that is in fact in Indonesia. So right, that's the correct answer. Again, Shukumar, great, great, good going, guys. That was beautiful. Um, Now I think we can go into our actual real topic that we need to deal with to learn something new, right? So what's that? So that's reading skills, continuation of reading skills. Yesterday, I kind of introduced to four major kinds of reading skills that exist. A quick recap on that. That is skimming, skimming style of reading, scanning, then we had intensive reading, and then extensive reading, right? So these are the four basic and major kinds of readings that can happen. And now we are dealing with the follow-up topic, excuse me, guys, the follow-up topic that we dealt, that is, what are the 9 essential skills which is required to actually develop better reading capacity and to be more effective when you're reading. What are those 9 essential skills? I gave you the introduction yesterday. We listed them down, and those are decoding, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, sentence structuring, reading, reading comprehension, background knowledge, memory, and attention. So these are some of the essential skills for developing good reading. And today, as I told you, we will be dealing in detail about what each subtopic that is mentioned here mean, what decoding means, what phonic means, and what is the relevance between this and reading, and how is that reading in turn related to the debate section that we're dealing, right? So let's get into that details. So decoding, what is decoding? Decoding is the process of interpreting a message sent by an addressor to an addressee. So addressor is, for example, while someone is speaking, there is speaker and listener, right? So similarly, the address, it can also be called, the speaker is also called the addressor. I'm addressing my audience, right? So addressor, and I'm speaking to you guys. So you are all the addressee, right? So similar, so that's the addressor and addressee. So what happens in reading? So in reading, it's not like physically you're talking with people. You are kind of talking through the book. Through the book, you're talking to that person who has written that particular text. So the addresser is one who has written the text, right? Who has written the content in a book or newspaper, wherever, in the written format. And what happens in decoding? It is the process of interpreting a message sent by an addressor to an addressee. So whatever is written in the book, you try to interpret what is that particular author is trying to tell us. Now, author is someone who is penning down his ideas in terms of writing, right? So it can also be movies, writing a book, novels, everything, right? So yes, this is decoding. Decoding means process of interpreting. Interpreting means trying to understand what is the message our um, our writer or author is telling us, right? The addresser is the author, and addressee is the one who is reading, right? So I think this is clear. So first reading skill is trying to, when you're reading, you need to decode. That means you need to understand what the author is trying to tell us from a particular text. That is decoding. Okay. Yes. Next segment is phonics. Like next subtopic is phonics and how is it related to reading skills. This is a method of teaching people to read by correlating sounds with symbols in an alphabetic writing system. So phonics, we all know. So what does phonics deal with? So each particular letter, we have a particular sound. So each letter makes a particular sound, and those sounds combined, we get, we form different words, right? We get words, and while combining those words further, we form sentences, and then further it will be writing into a paragraph, comprehensions, and so forth. So, but the foundation, the basic is what? To understand the sounds of each alphabet, each symbol that is present, and then trying to interpret what the word means, right? So in writing system, so in reading, it is very important to understand phonics than in any other other three skills, that is listening, speaking, and writing. So more than that, when first step is reading, so in reading, it's very important to recognize the sounds, to understand the sounds of each letter, because that is what is going to build up into words, and that further into sentences and so forth. So that's the importance of phonics in reading. So right sounds, you need to make right sounds to get the proper words, right? You need to understand each sound a letter makes, and then how when it is blended together, two letters, what sound it makes, and what are digraphs, what are clusters, right? All these comes under our phonics. So better understanding of phonics, that means better reading, right? So that's about phonics. Okay. So then we have vocabulary. As I told you, this is the second next part of it, right? So a list or collection of words or of words and phrases, usually alphabetically arranged and explained or defined, right? So that means again, first you know the sounds of the particular letters, and now you're building words, and that is your vocabulary. When you're building your words, that is list of collection of words, that is your vocabulary, building of vocabulary for yourself. And then slowly phrases, and all usually it will be in alphabetically arranged manner, and it explains or it defines a particular meaning to that word. Okay. So that's vocabulary, importance of building vocabulary in us. uh, the better you have, more words in our dictionary, that is in our brain dictionary or brain vocabulary, it's easier for us to read fluently, to recognize words easily. We have something called as sight words. Why? Those are repeatedly coming in our text, so you can immediately recognize, okay, this is the word, right? You keep reading those sight words so that you can immediately identify when you're reading, and it enhances our fluency. Similarly, the better you read, the better you keep reading more and more text, all the words become like sight words, because you'll be coming across those words again and again when you practice again. So it becomes easy for you to recognize the words easily and be fluent. Okay. So yes, that's vocabulary. So that's what I was telling. So how vocabulary, having good vocabulary helps us in fluency, right? So next part is fluency. Fluency refers to the flow of a person, flow of a person while reading. It includes the speed, the words used, accuracy, and expressions. Okay, so this is very important part of reading. So fluency refers to the flow of the person, how the person is talking, how the person is reading, right? When you're reading and talking, how is a person is actually how good the person has a flow in stating some information, right? What is the flow? While reading. It includes the speed, and fluency is just not about a word selection. It is also about how accurately you're choosing those words, right? When you're trying to address someone, or when you're trying to um, talk about some particular topic, how well you're choosing the words, right? So that is the meaning of accuracy. So, and then the speed also matters. The speed is very, very essential. So, and the speed, guys, it is always in relation with the audience that you have in front of you. It is never a fixed rate of speech. Usually there is a scientifically they have said that per minute at least 30 to 40 words or something like that. But it's always like in relation with the audience that you have in front of you. If someone who is really new to that particular language, definitely you need to alter your speed, and you need to tell it a little slow so that they can grasp those words and understand what you're trying to say. So I would say speed. Let us not fix it to a particular rate of speech that is defined scientifically. Rather, I would say it has to be always in relation to the audience who is there in front of you. Okay, you need to alter the speed according to the audience that you have. So ultimately, whatever you are saying, it is for a particular set of people who is there in front of you. Those they are your target, right? So if you go by the scientific opinion on this, I think we will lose out on reaching to the people what message you want to reach to them, right? So speed is always in relation to the audience you have in front of you. Okay, so speed, words, the accuracy of choosing those words, and expressions, guys. Expressions also in terms of fluency. When it comes to fluency, the expression is not more of the facial expression. They're talking about our vocals, the expression through our vocal. What kind of tone are we giving? What kind of pace, pauses we are choosing, right? What kind of volume are we choosing? Stresses, where are you going? Where are you giving the inflections, right? So all these comes under the expression in terms of fluency. Got it? So that's about fluency in relation with reading skills. Okay. So quickly again, a quick recap. So we just dealt four major skills as of now. We'll continue a little more. But before that, I thought I'll just give you a quick recap. We did phonics. What is the importance of phonics? The sounds of each letter, which is important because once you recognize the sounds of each letter, it becomes very easy for you to crack down the words, right? What word is this? And that will help you to build your vocabulary. You're more confident with your sounds of letters. You're confident to read words. Your Once your vocabulary becomes good, you're very good in remembering words, different new words. As you practice, you become very comfortable with decoding uh, particular content that is there in front of you, right? You can decode the meaning of the sentence, the meaning of the comprehension that is there in front of you, right? So that's about decoding. Decoding is trying to understand what the author is trying to convey to us, right? So the addresser is the author, and the addressee is the one who is reading. Okay, yes. And then finally we have fluency. How well are you reading? That is, fluency is when, as I told you, once you are good with your sounds, letter sounds, and then good with your word recognitions and easily identifying words, fluency comes in. And when you can read without difficulty with words, you can focus on the other aspects of fluency, that is how accurately you can choose words for a particular situation, right? And then you can alter your speed, then you can work on your expressions in terms of tone and uh, pauses, inflections, volume, all these things, right? So that fluency with respect to reading skills. Hmm? Okay, So we still have few more skills to cover, but let's take a quick break. It's time for our fun time, that is would you rather. Today we have would you rather section. So let's chill a little bit, take a little time to relax our mind. Right. So as I told you scientifically also, when your mind is in a relaxed manner, it is very easy for you to grasp any new topic or anything that you want to learn. It grasps very easily. Okay, it's in a relaxed state. If it is in a stressed state, um, then it's difficult for us to remember any new topic or anything that is being said. So it's very important that we timely give that relaxing period to our brain. Not just this is practically we are trying to employ here, but I would encourage my children, every one of you, when you're doing your studies and generally preparing for your exams, especially guys. So take like quick pauses, quick breaks, 5 minutes break. It helps you a lot, right? So it your brain kind of gets that relaxation, and then it will have higher capacity to learn more things when you get back to studies. When you keep doing studies like hours hours long together, then it's difficult for the brain to capture all those things. It's kind of drained, right? A simple example is like the throat, right? If we keep talking for 1 hour or 2 hours continuously, it gets so strained and dry, right? That it doesn't want to speak. Your voice, it doesn't want to give you support, and it doesn't want to speak. It dries off, right? So if you just take 2 minutes to drink water in between the first hour and second hour, you will see how easily it helps you to talk, right? Same concept. Take 5 minutes break in between your transition period, or just 1 hour long of studies, or 40 minutes long of studies, whatever it is. Take small breaks. When 2 minutes makes a lot of difference. Okay. So with that, we will go to our relaxing time, that is a fun time. Would you rather? So would you rather smell like cheese or broccoli? Would you rather smell like cheese or broccoli? Very funny question. What would you choose, guys? Cheese. Okay. Shukumar says cheese. Hmm. Anyone else with any other choice? Okay, everyone says cheese. Great. I too go with cheese. Hmm. Next one. Would you rather have the power to heal or the power to fly? Okay. What would you choose? This is very easy for me to choose. So I will go first. It's the power to fly, guys. I would always choose the power to fly. I think that itself has a healing within that hidden. The moment I get to fly, I think every healing is there. Okay, what would you choose, guys? Okay, Shivkumar has a tip for us. He says, teacher, even sit ups help the mind relax and study fast. Great. So this is what, guys, comment section is also another treasure box. Like people, you all have something to add to each one of you, right? You can give tips to each other and improve skills, right? You can help your friends and improve the skills, right? So let's use the comment section for the best of best. And yes, like this, as Shivkumar is telling us a tip, for it is useful for all of us, right? So let's help each other and share the knowledge that we have, right? Right. Okay, great, Shukmar. Thank you so much. And he says fly. Okay, he would choose to fly as well. Great. Moving on to the next question. Would you rather be a scientist or an artist? How many scientists, how many artists here? I would like to see. Come on, guys, tell me. how many scientists or how many artists in this group here? Okay, so Shivkumar again says, uh, ear twistings, right? Even that makes the brain work faster. And that's the reason most of our teachers, I think when I was growing up, all even I have got it sometimes, not just by my teachers, even at family with my um, parents. My parents also used to do that, especially my mom. She would love to do that. So yes, ear twisting make the brain work faster. Okay, that's the another tip Shikumar is saying us. Okay, saying to us. Okay, he says artist. Okay, great. I would choose to be an artist as well, guys. Okay. Would you rather live in Europe or Asia? Okay. Those who are living in Asia and those who are living in Europe. Let's see what you would say now. Would you rather live in Europe or Asia? I would like to live in Asia, but I definitely want to explore Europe. Okay, right. Europe. Shukumar says Europe. Great. Good. Okay, great, guys. That was very nice. A very interactive would you rather session. That was beautiful. I think now our brains have got enough relaxation and they're in a good shape to grasp more content. So let's get back to the reading skills and activities, which I'm going to conclude with today. So just few things to know. Sentence construction. The fifth skill in reading skills is sentence construction. So, what do you mean by sentence construction? It is sentence structure is the way a sentence is arranged grammatically. Okay, how the words are placed and taking into consideration the grammar part of it, right? So plural, singulars, and then verbs, adverbs, where are you using what kind of adjectives to describe what, right? All these are grammatical things, right? So a sentence need to be grammatically correct. It's just not about arranging words, but arranging words in a grammatical form, right? In a good in the right grammar form. So that's sentence structure or sentence construction, right? So then reading comprehension is the ability to process text, understand its meaning, and to integrate with what the reader already knows. Okay, so slightly different. What slightly I want to mention here is there's a slight difference is that when you're reading comprehension, you do actually process what the text is telling you, what the author is telling you, right? But at the same time, you try to understand the meaning of what he's trying to tell. At the same time, what you do is you also combine it, you also integrate it with your knowledge that you already know about that particular topic. For example, um, if you are thinking about, say, mm, a particular game, right? If you're reading an article about particular game, cricket, right? So you will be reading the comprehension, you will decode and you will process the text that is given in that particular paragraph or article. At the same time, you also will combine it with your already existing knowledge about the cricket, right? You will try to correlate and try to see what's the connection between what the reader is telling and what you already know, what the information that is already existing, you combine it with the present information that you're going to read, right? So that's reading comprehension section. Next, we have background information. Background information is the additional information your reader needs to know or to understand your work. Okay, so background information is the additional information your readers would need, your reader needs to know to, or to understand your work. So basically, you have this preface when you read a book, right? So there's a preface. So what happens in the preface? They write about why this book was written, how this book was written, for whom it is dedicated, some background information, how this whole novel came into existence, right? So there's a small background which the reader would have to know so that they connect to the actual content which is coming further, right? So that's background information. So reading skills, another important aspect is to understand in what context the author is writing his text. So for that, you need to always know a little bit of background information, and that you will get it when you read the preface of it, of a book or any particular article anywhere, right? So there will be some background information given. Okay. Then attention. So next part, while reading, attention. It is the most important thing as well. That is, attention is best described as the sustained focus on information while filtering or ignoring extra information. Right. So this is about skimming and scanning. The process of skimming and scanning. When you are dealing with those kind of reading styles, um, you will come across this segment, that is, if you're not very attentive. Say for example, you want information about the extinct animals, um, the recent report on extinct animals, and when you're reading, obviously you will come with a lot of additional information. It will not just be precisely be given, okay, these animals have been extinct from so many years. It will not be given in direct form, but there will be a lot of other things about it, a little bit of history or how it got distinct, so many things, um, the reasons why they got distinct, right? All those things will be there. If you're not attentive, you will miss out on the specific information that you are looking for when you're reading a particular text. Okay, so attention is best described as to the sustained focus on information while filtering or ignoring extra information which is not so relevant or needed for you. Okay, so that's about attention. The attention span, or the uh, focus, the complete focus that is required to filter out the unwanted things while you read. Okay, yes. And the last one, the last skill is memory. So human memory involves the ability to both uh, preserve and recover information we have learned or experienced. One of the beautiful aspects of humans, right? So human memory involves the ability to both preserve, that is, hold back information, and also recover information we have already learned or experienced. So recovering is when I ask you questions in end, right? The recap section. When I ask you questions, what you do is you're actually recovering. You're actually recovering information from the preserved part of your brain. Your preserved information. Now you're recovering them. Okay, you're recovering them and trying to tell the answer from that segment. Okay, so yes, so while you're reading, you need to also memorize. Automatically, you will. It's not about just like, definitely sitting there and memorizing, but you will automatically remember things, memorize some new things when you read. Okay. So a good reading skill therefore will involve all these skills, sub skills that I've told you. So in just a quick recap would be, in I have mentioned nine basics, nine essential skills. However, there are, filtering out even a little more. There are these six great essential skills that is required for effective reading. That is phonemic awareness, that is about phonics, the sounds of letters which is required, and then fluency part, and then vocabulary, comprehension, and the oral language. That, so the oral language is uh, speaking. You develop the speaking, right? So these are the essential skills which we need to focus on while we are trying to comprehend some text material. When you're trying to read a material, you need to be aware of the phonics, phonemic awareness, that is the sounds, phonics part, then getting into the vocabulary, good vocabulary, then comprehension. So comprehension, before that will be your sentence structuring, and then comes your fluency, decoding, and all the other things that I mentioned. So getting back to that, yes, reading comprehension, as I told you, and decoding will come in, and then comes the attention span, increasing the attention span, and then the memory. Once you've increased, once you have been focused and reading particular thing, it will automatically go into your memory. You preserve that particular information, and you recover that information whenever it is needed. You learn from your experience, and you recover it when it is needed. So these are the essential skills while you want to develop good reading skills, right? So yes. Hello, Neha. A very good evening. Yes. So yes, we are almost ended the main topic for today. So quickly, I will run through, so that we anyhow going to have a recap session now. So quick recap, if you have to give, I think I'll just give you a quick revision. So we dealt about 9 essential skills for developing good reading skills. So that is decoding, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, sentence structuring, reading comprehension, background knowledge, memory, and attention. So, what each thing means. First one is actually phonics, to be aware of the right sounds for each alphabet or each syllable that is there when you're reading. If you know the phonics, the sounds better, it is easy for you to construct words. And once you know words, you elaborate it, you develop a list or collection of words, and those words and phrases are usually alphabetically arranged and explained or defined, and that's the vocabulary building that happens. And then you have, I would jump to the sentence construction. I would say next will be sentence construction. So once the words are in place, you have sentence construction. You place the words in order, so that you get a um, right sentence structure. And you should remember that it is just not order of words, it is grammatical order of words, right? So when you're using plural or singular words, what kind of helping verb you're using, what kind of um, adverb or adverbial you are using, or adjectives, what kind of adjectives you're using, comparative form, superlative form. So all these are grammatical details of words you have to consider when you're doing sentence construction, and that will lead to good fluency. Now that will lead into good fluency, which refers to the flow of a person while reading. It includes the speed, the pace, as I told you, the rate of speech. I was just suggesting that it should always be in relation to the audience who is there in front of you. There is no specific, this is the number of words that you can talk in 1 minute. So that can be a scientific number, but I would say, excuse me guys, always relate to the audience who's there in front of you. I was giving the example of, if there is someone who is very new to that language, if you kind of speak uh, the number based on the scientific uh, research, that number is can be very high for them to understand. So you need to reduce your speed at that point of time. So always the speed should be decided with respect to the audience who is sitting in front of you. And then words, accuracy of words. What kind of words are you going to choose when you're reading or talking? And the expression. So fluency has all these things combined, and the expression here we are referring to the vocal expression and not the facial expression. Okay. Yes. So then we went to reading comprehension part. Reading comprehension. Slowly you get in up once your vocabulary is built. Once your fluency is there, you also know how to read big comprehensions and decode what the comprehension means, right? Ability to process the text and decode what it might mean. And then you also, in reading comprehension, what happens is you integrate your existing knowledge. about that particular topic. I gave the example of cricket, right? So in this, you sometimes you need to understand the background information of writing a particular book or or an article, because that is the connection, that is the context with which you have to read the entire novel. You need to understand the author's purpose. In what context is he writing? For whom is he writing? For whom is he dedicated? All this comes in the background information. So always try to read the preface that is there in the book. Okay, so that will help you to connect to the content further in a better way. So reading, if you want to improve the reading and understanding of the further content in a book, you need to know the background information. Attention span, so it is very important. It is the sustained focus that you give while you're reading some information, and you that's when you can filter out or ignore the extra information that is provided in there and which is not necessary for you. Okay, and then ultimately, if you follow all these things while you read, it goes into your brain for long-term memory. You preserve the information what you have read, and also that will be recovered. You can recover that information, whatever you have learned and experienced, whenever it is needed in future. Okay, so this is what is the cycle of reading. Okay, so for developing a better reading style, we need to explore all these sub contents. Okay, so what these means, I think that has made sense. And in relation to debate, you will see all of these things are going to be touched upon. Your fluency matters, your phonics matters because the pronunciation matters, right? If you're trying to counteract someone in debate, they should understand what words are you using. So that means you need to know how to pronounce words properly, right? What kind of sentence structure you are doing, that is also taken care in debate, right? Your attention span is important because you need to listen to the other person and then read out your next paragraph. So this is how debate actually helps us to develop our reading skills as well. Okay, so the with this we go to our recap session, right? With all this revision, let's see if we can answer some of these questions. Right. Neha Singh. Yes, I do. I do, Neha. Yes, okay. Okay, quick recap, guys. For reading, there are 7 essential skills. Yes or no? How many did we explore right now? Do you think it was only 7 or more? You can actually tell in the comment section whether the answer is right for this, and also mention if it is wrong, also mention the right number. For reading, there are 7 essential skills. True or false? Come on, come on. Okay, let's reveal the answer. It's a false answer. So, what's the right answer, guys? If anyone can tell me, how many essential skills did we explore today in this session? For reading, we explored how many essential skills? Okay, so let's check. It is 9 essential skills, guys. Right? So the right answer is 9. So quickly take a look of these 9 essential skills quickly. So the answer which was suggested here, that is the wrong answer. It was not 7 but 9. Right? Did you get the clarity, guys? The 9 skills? Give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you have now noted down all the 9. Okay, thank you. Next one, fluency refers to the flow of the speech. True or false? What does fluency mean? Does fluency refer to the flow of the speech or no? Is this the right definition for fluency? Fluent. You need to be fluent. What does it mean? The meaning of fluency. Correct. It's the flow of speech, right? How well you can arrange your words, how well you can build your sentences, right? How accurately you can choose words to build those appropriate sentences. Your voice, your voice modulations, the pitch, pace, all these comes under fluency. That's the flow of speech. All this helps us to bring in the beautiful flow of speech. Okay? Yes. Active attention plays an important role when it comes to reading. True or false? We dealt with this in memory section when we're dealing with the essential skill that is memory. We dealt with this. Active attention plays an important role when it comes to reading. And is this true or false? It is true. The follow up question I would like to ask is, why do we need active attention while reading? And what role does it have? Why active attention is required while you actually read? Because it helps us to preserve information and then recall that information further, right? So, and also this also helps us to ignore or filter out the unnecessary information that is required, that is not required, right? So that's the importance of active attention in our speech or when you're trying to read. Next one, the last question. A person reading has to have no information about the background of the topic. True or false? Did we deal about background information as an essential skill or not an essential skill? Do you think background information is not an important aspect to consider for a reader? No, this is the wrong answer. We need to consider the background information. Why? Because once you know the background of, in what context, background information is necessary to understand the context in which the author has been writing the further writings, right? Further content in his book. So if you don't understand the background, you kind of you might not get the proper link between what is the addressing in his book. Okay, so when you understand the background, he would have told in his preface. In his preface, in the book, there is a preface section where he gives a brief background, how he started to write this book, why he started writing this book. So that's the background. Okay, even when you're reading an article, a research article, you need to know a little background upon when this person started doing that research. Okay, who is that person? A little background study of who that person was and why he started that research. That will help you to connect to that information in a better way, in an authentic way. Okay, right. So with that, guys, we have come to the end of the session. Quickly, I would like to just suggest these two activities. I want to, remind you guys the two activities which I introduced in past few sessions. That is four corner debate and role play debate. Try out these two activities in the weekend because tomorrow it's Sunday. I just thought that I will remind you all to take a look into the topic that I'm going to suggest. This is the topic. Does modern social media make people less socially active? Right? You can take this topic and employ this topic in either of these activities, either through the four corner debate activity or role play debate, right, which I introduced yesterday. You can try out any of these activities on the topic of, does modern social media make people less socially active? You can take up this topic and employ in these two activities. right? So tomorrow is Sunday. I thought you can all explore this for some time so that we are in sync and we are in touch with what we have been dealing on debate. And so that we can come back on Monday and share with us how these activities turned out to be. How was it fun? Did you learn something, right? How well it went. So come back and tell me in comment section on Monday how this activities went. Okay, the four corner debate. I'll just give you a quick recap. It is all about uh, pasting in four corners of the room the words agreed, disagreed, strongly agreed, strongly disagreed. You paste these four words on four different corners of the room, and then you take this question: does modern social media make people less socially active? And choose your place, whether you strongly agree with this statement or does not agree with this statement, or you just agree, right? So choose your corner and find this has to be done in more like maybe at least six people, so that you get two people just doing the math. If at least two people chooses one particular corner, you'll have a team to work on that particular um, space, right? So yes, choose your space and then work out why you agree that this social media does make people less socially active. If you have chosen disagree, then try to understand, get more points why you disagree that this statement is wrong, right? So that's how the four corner debate activity works. And the role play debate is when you assign roles to each person in the house. For example, in this question, does modern social media make people less socially interactive? So you can have roles like um, your grandmother. One person can take up the grandmother role. The other person is like father or mother, that generation, and the other one is the young generation kids, right? So take roles like this, XYZ generation people, and then try to get points from that angle. Why? Whether they agree to the statement or not. You literally place yourself like as if you're looking this question from the point of your grandfather or grandmother. If they were there, what would they say for this statement, right? You're going to look at from that angle and bring in points. And if you're in the position of your mother or father, if you're putting yourself in the shoes of them, what would they say, right? It's called role play debate, trying to get understanding from different perspectives, from different placing yourself in different roles. Okay, so that's this is what I suggest, that do take up at least one of the activity and try to explore this topic. Yeah. So with that, guys, we have come to the end of the session, and yes, we are going to see you all. We are going to meet again on tomorrow. No, tomorrow is Sunday, guys. Sorry. So we're going to see on Monday. Okay, we will catch up on Monday, and I'm going to wait for all of your comments. How well the activities went, how well or whatever you learned, whatever it can be, right? So I just look forward for your comments on that. Okay. So did you explore or not? Yeah. I strongly encourage everyone to explore at least one activity, guys. Okay. Right. So beautiful. So the follow up is writing skills. We have finished exploring the listening skills, speaking skills, and today we have wrapped up reading skills. How debate is helping us to develop all these skills. And the last quadrant of developing or mastering a language is writing skills. And let's see in relation with debate how writing skills are being developed in our Monday session. Okay, with that, I take a leave. And as usual, guys, always be awesome, be yourself. So you are unique, so be yourself, and always be ready to do great things. Always look for opportunities for growing in any terms that for that matter, and grab those opportunities and make yours, and be always ready to do those great things. And yeah, because you all are the future of the world. Okay, so believe that deeply and enjoy the rest of the evening, guys. Thank you and have a lovely weekend. See you guys.